Assalamualaikum and a very good day I wish to all of you. Welcome to our forum for this week. As well we know, sport is a current big issue which enable you to think about the topic that we had highlighted and we are trying to solve the issue together by sharing beneficial and interesting idea and thought which will be delivered by our guests. Today, we would like to highlight a topic that is quite interesting to be discussed on. Sport, is it good or bad? I am sure that every one of us has our own opinion and talk with this topic. Before we proceed to our forum, I would like to introduce our panelists today. Our first panelist is Justin He, a music student from IPGK Police. How are you today, Justin?
Hi Ikram, I'm good and glad to be here this morning.
Thank you. Next to he is our special panel two, Lee Dichun, also a music student from IPGK Police. How are you today, Dichun?
I am fine, and I am happy to daily discuss about sport. I hope you all will get benefit with the subject.
Thank you for that. Before we start our forum in details, let me explain about our topic today. Sport can definition by an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment is called sport. Without wasting time, let's go to Justin He.
Okay, thank you Ikram. Now I will bring you guys to talk about the sports. Okay, so because of the great comfort offered by the modern human techniques, many diseases have emerged. So this is because of one of the main reason is lack of exercise and also increased body mass. Therefore, our bodies today are not the same as previous objects. Some of the people have survived from the death due to the tremendous technological development in the medical field. So there are many treatments have been able to eliminate a large number of different diseases, but in return great comfort, lack of movement, and the spread of harmful food caused in the increase of other diseases such as myocardial infarctions, chronic diabetes, high blood pressure, and so on. That's all for me.
Okay, let us talk about effect of exercise on the human body. The importance of exercise is to protect people from the various diseases and disorders that hinders their life, which greatly reduce their chance of success in the work they perform and which they are always required to do. These actions are much easier for those who are physically have high fitness. Exercise for 30 minutes, 3 times a week, maintains body consistency and keeps the human heart from harms, besides improving the ability of the lungs to absorb good amount of oxygen, all of which prolong the age of man and reduce the possibility of his death. Sports increases the ability of people to enjoy the life in the exercise of their favorite sport, such as mountain climbing, adventures in valleys, and many other sports. Sport reduces the rate of human tension, which gives him a sense of optimism, vitality, and activity during the different days of his life. The benefits of sports are not limited to the above, but there are many other benefits, and most importantly, sports is lifestyle. It is difficult to live it even in the most difficult time. It made you earn a high self-confidence and improve the overall mood, which made him a very different person from before.
Okay, so Ikram, can I ask you, do you agree with uh what the opinion stated by the D just now?
Okay, so I'm totally agree with that. And yeah, I'm sure that we know that sport can be practiced in daily life by changing daily routines and adding movement. But can you give us suggestion of sport in our daily life to do?
Oh, sure, Ikram, sure. So for me, in my opinion, I think there is a lot of benefits for the sport, especially for our humans' health. So one of the benefits is it can able to reduce the risk of diabetes because when we are doing the exercise, our body will convert the excess sugar into the energy. Therefore, our sugar level in our blood will in the normal range. So the another one is it can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and cholesterol. So when we are doing exercise, our body will burn the excess fat. Therefore, there is no accumulation of any fat in our blood vessel, and this will smoothen the flow of the blood. Okay, so the another reasons of the why the sport has a lot of benefits is because when doing sport, we're able to get rid of accumulated fat, as what I say just now, so that we can maintain our body weight. And the next reason is we're able to make the mind better and the memory active. Doing sport also able to increase self-confidence in terms of when we are doing the sport, we're able to it can teach us endurance and patience when performing exercise, able to make our body become more fit and uh, also fit and also flexible. So another reason is because we able to eliminate all stress in our life, such as tension, nervousness, and excess energy. Not only just it can able to eliminate all the stress, but doing exercise also able to maintain our bone health, especially for the old age person, because doing exercise able to reduce the risk of fragility and also maintains the joints health. Besides that, doing sport also able to eliminate the depression that may affect humans. This has been proven by the studies, which they have said that people who exercise in their lives able to get rid of all symptoms of mental disorder, including depression. And last but not least, doing sport also able to help us to improve brain function, which by secreting chemicals such as endorphins that makes us person feel better.
Now let us talk about suggestion of sport activities in our life. There are a lot of important activities that involve improving the health and the bodies, which are good exercises that can be added in the daily routine and change it to the best success. Going out and downstairs and away from the using the elevator. This helps to improve the joint and strengthens the bones. Walking and not using transportation also good for our health. If the place is close, walking for half an hour a day improves mood and thinking and also increase muscle tone. Do housework such as cleaning the floor and arranging the rooms. Last but not least, self-reliance. When doing special things like cleaning your car or buying snacks.
Thank you, Richard, for your opinion. And yeah, I'm totally agree with your statement that sport is not all about our physical health, but it's also our mental health. So yeah, some young generation need some inspiration and motivated by an artist, athlete, influencer, or a famous people such as Cristiano Ronaldo. So we all know that Cristiano Ronaldo is a famous player and top player for the football world. So now, I think this can be motivate and give inspiration to young generation to do a lot of sport. Okay, thank you for that. So, Justin, can you give some reason why people love outdoor game or indoor game by your opinion?
Okay. Before that, can we talk about the difference? Can we?
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So here are some difference between the indoor sport and also the outdoor sport. So as you all know that the main difference between indoor and also for the outdoor sport is the environment in which they are played. Okay. So for the indoor sport, it takes place inside a closed space, example like gymnasium or arena. While for the outdoor sport, it can be take place in an open air environment, such as field, court, or maybe track. So, Dichen, do you have any idea about difference between indoor sport and also outdoor sport?
Sure. Now let me talk about indoor sport. Indoor sports are usually more regulated and have controlled environments, which consistent lighting, temperature, and humidity levels. This allows for more precise and predictable gameplay. Some common examples of indoor sport it include like basketball, volleyball, or gymnastics. How about outdoor sport, Justin?
For me, outdoor sport, on the other hand, it requires athletes to adapt to varying weather conditions, terrain, and lightning. And this often also adds an element of unpredictability to the game and requires athletes to be more adaptable. Okay. Example like outdoor sport include football, soccer, and track and field.
Now let me talk about running. Running is considered an outdoor sport because it is typically done outside on the track, trail, or road. However, some people choose to run on treadmills or indoor tracks, which can make it an indoor sport for those individuals. Ultimately, the classification of running as an indoor or outdoor sport depend on the environment in which it is performed.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different for the indoor and outdoor sport. So that as we know that outdoor sport is more extreme than indoor sport. So it have to look on the weather and so on. So that I think people more like indoor sport instead of outdoor sport. So Justin, did you agree with my statement that people love indoor sport more than outdoor sports?
So I agree with your statement. For people who love indoor sport more than playing outdoor sport. So there are some reasons why people love to play indoor sports. So the first reason is we can play it for all years. As you know, other country like America and also the other, they have fall season. So they might be slightly harder for them to carry out outdoor sport for the whole year because due to the weather condition, which is not suitable. How about you, teacher?
Oh, I agree with your statement, Justin. I also got few reasons about why people love indoor sport. I think people love indoor sport because it can play in all weather conditions. In addition, it's not needing to worry about the temperature. Means playing indoor sport, you can not worry nearly as much about the weather conditions. Like when it is summer outside or it is snowing outside, we still be unaffected. In the conclusion, I think playing indoor sport can wider variety of conditions when we play the games. This is why many people love to play indoor sport. How about the third reason, Justin?
For the third reason is we able to play in a comfortable location. Okay. So in addition to not needing to worry about the temperature, playing indoor sport also means you do not need to worry nearly as much about the weather condition. You know, it is snowing really hard outside, right? So would that impair your ability to play a good game for hockey? Yeah. If you were outside, it likely would, but playing indoor hockey would still be unaffected. So once again, the choice to play through a wider variety of condition is also why many people choose to play indoor sport. Yeah.
Now let me talk about the fourth reason why people love indoor sport, which is expanded playing time. When people play sport outside, they are often limited by the daylight hours. When it gets hard to see, things can start to become dangerous. However, in indoor sport, offer expanded playing time, tends to enhance lightning capabilities within the facilities and dams. This way, people can continue playing the games they enjoy even it is starting to get dark outside.
So last but not least, about why people love indoor sport. So it's because it has it has more options. So when it comes down to it, many people love playing indoor sports simply because they have more options available. For instance, protection from the elements also allows them to play typical winter and summer sports during the off season. Mm. These facilities also offer the sports, okay, so you cannot play in their true form outside, such as squash or baby bowling. This is exactly why many businesses are turning to dorms to make sure the public can continue to play their favorite sport when they want without the worries of inclement weather. Air supported structures are a great way to take part in the popularity of indoor sports and reap the benefits they provide. I think that's all.
Justin, I got another reason why
Yeah.
people love indoor sport, which is love or health benefit. Apart from the obvious enjoyment of playing a sport for fun, there's whole range of other health benefits that come from playing indoor sport. It can increase cardiovascular fitness levels and flows within your lungs, improve your cognitive skill and reduce stress. It can help to reduce blood pressure, encourage muscle growth, and generally speaking, sport will have a positive effect on your mental well-being from the release of endorphin and other feel-good chemicals released by your bodies.
Okay. So another reason the benefits of playing indoor sport is we able to connect with the community. Why? So when we are playing the sport, there is a interactions between an individual and individual. So through these interactions, we're able to cooperate to each other in order to complete the task. Example, like we're playing the basketball and we're trying to shoot in order to get high score in the basketball. Therefore, there is we're able to strengthen our relationships and also the bonds between our friends, and also maybe when we are playing the sport with our family, we also can strengthen our bond between our families. Yeah.
So that's totally a good point of view from you guys. And yeah, you just say the benefit of being outdoor sport and physical activity is you will be happier, your self-esteem will improve, vitamin D levels go up, and you will exercise longer and burn more calories. So uh, for the exercises, we can burn more calories that can be effective to our physical body health. So research show that those who exercise outdoor burn 10% more calories when they walk or run than they do when they work out on a treadmill at the same speed. When exercising outdoors, the distraction of your surroundings take your mind off the work of working out. As a result, there's a much greater chance that you'll end up exercising longer than you would if you were exercising indoors. Another bonus, kids are twice as active when they play outside, meaning that kids have more stamina on their body than old ones. Take advantage of the beautiful weather and enjoy the extra benefits of physical activity outside. So that's a lot of benefits of being outdoors and physical activity that we talk about and discuss. So now we will move to another topic. So that's the one of the benefit of being outdoors and physical activity that I just say that. So Justin, did you have another benefit that you can share with us?
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, so not just only playing the indoor sports has benefits, but playing an outdoor sport also have its own benefits.
Yeah,
So now let us talk about what are the benefits of the outdoor activity. Okay, so one of the benefits is we will be more happier when we carry out the outdoor activities. As you all know, exercising outdoor isn't just good for your own physical health. Okay, it helps with your mental health as well. When we're doing an outdoor sport, we are spending time in nature, and the nature light can improve our mood. And also, the most important is it will able to reduce our stress and depression. Okay, engaging in physical activity produces similar benefits and often times relax and cheers people up.
Oh,
Teacher,
Justin, I have another reason for
okay, okay.
okay, I have another reason also for the outdoor sport,
Mm,
which is our self-esteem will improve. Outdoors exercise simulates all five senses in a way that indoors activity cannot. Additionally, being out in nature impact the brain in a positive way, making us feel better about ourselves.
okay. So I agree with your statement, Dichen. So I have my own opinion too about the benefits of outdoor activity. So the another benefits is our body able to increase the vitamin D levels. Why? So as you know that vitamin D is also known as the sunshine vitamin because it is met in the skin when we expose to sunlight. So according to studies shows that especially for women which have reached menopause have the highly chances to get osteoporosis, which caused by lack of vitamin D. So vitamin D also may have protective effects against everything from osteoporosis, yeah, to cancer, to depression, to heart attacks and stroke. So keep in mind that too much sun also can cause damage to your skin. Mm, there is an advice which you only need about 10 to 15 minutes of sun several days a week during the warm weather. And remind that use sunscreen if you plan to be outside for an extended amount of time. That's all for me.
Oh, Justin, I agree with your statement. I got another reason why people love outdoor sport also. You will exercise longer and burn more calories. Through my research said that those who exercise outdoors burn 10% more calories when they walk or run than they do when they work out on a treadmill at the same speed. When exercising outdoors, the distraction of your surroundings take your minds off the work of working out. As a result, there's a much greater chance that you will end up exercising longer than you would if you were exercising indoors. Another bonus, kids and twins as active when they play outside. So take advantage of the beautiful weather and enjoy the extra benefits of physical activity outside.
Okay, thank you for all of your point of view. So there's a lot of benefit of being outdoor sport, and physical activity. So we are totally agree with your statement. So let's move to the next topic. Our next topic that we will discuss is e-sport. E-sport is totally be a phenomena to the world that be one of the choices sport among people, especially teenagers. Although the sport is not extreme like the other sport, but it is considered as one of the famous sports worldwide. Maybe Justin and Ditran can share with us what is esport and how can it become famous nowadays.
Okay, so thank you, Ikram. Do you guys really know what is esports? Actually, esport is known as electronic sports, which is a form of competition using video games. For your information, esport often takes the form of organized multiplayer video game competition, particularly between professional players, individually, or as a team. So, multiplayer competitions were long a part of video game culture, but were largely between amateur until the late 20s, when the advent of online streaming media platforms, particularly YouTube and Twitch, enabled a surge in participation by professional gamers and spectators.
Uh, Thank you, Justin. So, Ditran, can you how can this sport become famous nowadays?
Sure, moderator. Now I will share to all of you the reason why esports become famous nowadays. First of all, games are now more accessible. Like many teenagers nowadays own their laptop or just mobile gaming phone. They will easily access the game by open the Play Store, platform Play Store, and just clicking the button of download, and they will just access the game what they want. Second, which is there's instant competition around the world. One of the famous factors that has contributed to the rise of esports is the instant competition they bring. Professional gamers compete in tournaments, often play against the best player in the world. The competition between teams and individuals gamers is incredibly exciting to watch, which has helped to draw in a large audience. With large prize pool at stake, matches are often instant to watch as professional teams race against each other to win. Tournaments have also helped to create a dedicated communities of viewers who are passionate about the sport and supportive of their favorite teams. This is just my reason.
Thank you, Ditran, for the sharing. So now we can see that what is the true meaning of esport. It's not just playing game all days, wasting time, and other else. But many people who doesn't know about this gonna say that esport is totally disaster to human. Maybe with this forum we can twist their mentality and perspective about esport. So can you guys share with us what is the benefit of esport?
Sure, Ikram. So, one of the benefits of gaming and also the e-sport are we're able to improve our hand and eye coordination. As you know, gaming is unique in its requirement for hand-eye coordination, right? So almost every sport it requires, and ones that come to mind for being most very similar to e-sport are the sports that use some sort of racket like table tennis and badminton. So what makes gaming and e-sport unique is the requirement of what we call as asymmetrical hand-eye coordination. So this really means that as a gamer or a professional gamer, he really needs to able do different action with each hand simultaneously. So, example like when you play game like CS:GO or maybe Mobile Legend, the mouse and the keyboard which require two very different action but must be coordinated perfectly. So even in console gaming, each hand is performing different action. Okay, so that means we need to do two different things at the same time. Uh, Therefore, according to the professor Ingo Frobos research, he says that esports athletes found that the needed hand-eye coordination went far beyond that required for table tennis, and all of this hand-eye coordination must be done perfectly to what is happening in front of the gamer on the screen. So there can be uh, what we say, which is often happening at extremely fast pace rate. I think that's all for me.
Okay. The another reason of the benefit of esport is we can learn our sight eyes. Gaming has also been found to improve our sight eyes. A study found that people who game, especially FPS, had a better perception of color contrast. Gaming help players become more responsive to different shades of colors. From my own personal experience, once I got a 144Hz 1ms gaming monitor, I almost never have to use my reading glasses throughout a day. What is the third benefit about you, Justin?
The third benefit, I think, is it able to train our critical thinking. So this really obvious, especially when we already immersed in the e-sport and competitive gaming or even the recreational gaming. So gaming actually really improve our critical thinking because we need to, especially in a very competitive gaming and e-sport, we really need uh, require a lot, not a lot, but it really needs us to process a large amount of information and also analyze it, then make split second decision over and over. Therefore, competitive gaming is like chess on steroid. Yeah. So gaming requires us to think about what your opponent is thinking about, and even to think about what you think your opponent is thinking, that you are thinking about. Yeah. So once you have taken in the presented information, process and analyze it, therefore you need to react with what you think the most logical next step should be done. uh, Often, this logical reaction also really needs to happen in a split second, and many of these decisions become uh, instinctual for player. Having played Counter Strike since early 20s, I have noticed that I have carried over certain habits or skills to my driving. Yeah. So when I drive, I am constantly surveying my environment. Uh, I think that's all for me for my third benefit of gaming? Is there any benefits?
Yes, sure. There's a lot of benefit. Now, let me talk about the fourth benefit, which is problem solving method. Problem solving in esport, once the match start, there a problem. There will have a problem. There must have a problem, and you need to solve it. I suppose this define many things in life, even life itself. We got many problem solving in our life. So, anyways, gaming improve your problem solving abilities because you are constantly solving problem at an incredibly fast rate. Example, in LOL, you can be going along with a plan only to have an enemy champion get the drop on you. You won't get to sit back and think about your next set for a few minutes. You need to problem solving immediately. Even hard to saying, practice make perfect. Well, practicing problem solving method will make you better at solving problems. And gaming is a great, fast-paced way to solve many problems. Another aspect of solving problems is thinking ahead. Thinking ahead allows you to prevent encountering a problem, and this is sort of like solving a future potential problem. Now in CSGO, this is evidenced in the ways teams manage their economy, and in StarCraft is evidence in building and managing resources. Esport and competitive gaming take problem solving to a much better level as you do so with the added stress of being watchers and competing for a title. Justin, is there any reason?
Uh, yeah, sure. I think there is more reason, right, Ikram? So the next reasons are the when we play the esport, we're able to increase our memory capacity. Why do we say so? Actually, this point is very really direct towards older gamer, but it also included so you can feel even better about your choice to the game. So when we getting older and older, we start to see a decline in our what do we call cognitive flexibility. The second one is attention. The third one is our working memory, and the last one is our abstract reasoning. Okay, so there is an experiment which done with elderly patients according to my research on the website. So it says that such as this one, and they show that gaming resulted in improvement to all of the above. So study found that on top of the above benefits, enhanced life qualities such as a better self-concept were experienced by the participants. Uh, I really not sure, but when I clutch around to win a game with my team watching me, I really feel great for the next few days, right? So even when I was young and playing offline games, finally succeeding in something challenging actually was a really, really huge boost for myself. Therefore, regarding memories, this is pretty self-explanatory. Uh, Now that I think of it, I have a lot of photography memories from way back to what do we call it? SNES games. In competitive gaming, you need to know the game inside and out to get an edge on your opponent. So yeah, that's all.
Okay,
Okay.
let me talk about the last reason, the benefit of esport, which is we can learn real life job skill. I hope it is evident by now how gaming, especially competitive gaming and esport, can help develop real life job skills. In case you're missing the connection, let's look back on what I discussed. Just now we discussed about critical thinking and problem solving. Now critical thinking and problem solving are helpful in every single job require you to think critically and solve problems. The better and faster you can do this, the more you will stand out in the workplace as a valuable employee. And gaming is an excellent practice for this. Something I didn't discuss what how gaming improve a player ability to engage in multitask simultaneously. In this study, it was found that 50 hours of action-based video gaming significantly improved test score that measure the participants' ability to multitask. The ability to efficiently communicate under high pressure and when things feel like they are falling apart is a skill that will carry forward into any job. There you have it, what I consider some of the most fundamental and transferable job skills that gaming built in its players. Critical thinking, problem solving, multitask, and communication. Some jobs may not need all of this, but every job will need at least one.
Okay. I think that's all for the benefit of esport. So, in conclusion, esport have so many benefits in it. If we see that from a negative side, we will see a lot of problems with it. But by the other side, we will see the positive element that can be our future indeed. Look at our esport team joining competition all around the world. They bring the name of Malaysia to standing in the eyes of the world. And they won a lot of competition by joining esport. Congratulations to them. So we have a bonus question for you guys. Okay. As we know, every person that joining a sport such as tennis, badminton, and other will be called an athlete. In your opinion, did you agree esport player can be called an athlete like the other sport player out there? So, Justin, did you agree with that statement?
Uh, yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Ikram. How
Different?
about Lee?
Can you say again your statement? Pardon?
Okay. Uh, did you agree a sport player can be called an athlete like the other sport player out there?
Yes, I agree with you, moderator, because esports nowadays are fully developed in all country and all country have their fans, have their support fans. So by playing esport, by having a competition, they will just like they can earn a huge amount of money, like what a badminton athlete can earn. So they this their prices is equality. So this also can grow into a sport athlete.
Okay, thank you, Dechuan. So, Justin, any opinion that you want to share with us?
Um, yeah, I for just now what Ikran asked, right? Yeah, I think they should be called as athlete because it also one of the sport, but they should be approved by the world because e-sport is also one of the sport, but it doesn't require much movement. Those players can be known as athlete because yeah, they also help the country to improve their countries
Like
maybe
to build their names.
yeah their names the country and also make the country become more popular and also for the games. Yeah.
Thank you, Justin, for your opinion. So, as we can see, that sport is the one of the famous sport around the world. So, without wasting any time, let's go to the next topic. So, we would like to discuss our topic, which is a global sport competition. In these events, countries of the world are brought together in competition. In some of these, most countries of the world are represented. In others, only a select few. By some discussion on the world's most popular sporting events, there is no surprise that the FIFA World Cup and the Olympics top most lists. So, can you share more with us what is global sport competition event and how it started?
Okay, so here I'm going to share with you guys about the major what is the major international sport event. Okay, so uh, so major international sport events are which the sports are organized internationally involve all people in the world. Okay, so here are some of the major events. Okay, for athletes we have the World Championships. Okay, as you know, these athletes championships will be held every 2 years. And another one is Athlete World Cup, which is a team-based international athlete competition started in 2018. Another one is for badminton. The badminton we have Badminton World Championship, which is an annual event held by the BWF, which is Badminton World Federation. Okay. How about you, Lee?
Sure. Now let me talk about baseball. For baseball, we have World Baseball Classic. The World Baseball Classic is an international baseball tournament for national baseball teams from around the world, sanctioned by the IBAF and include major language baseball players playing for their home country. It is held every 4 years. This event was preceded by the Baseball World Cup. We also have Baseball World Series. The so-called World Series is only played by teams of the USA. Though elite players from around the world play in the US, and the World Series will be considered a major event for baseball fans all around the world. For basketball, all we all know there is NBA Finals, which is National Basketball Association Finals held in June each year. We have World Cup also. The FIBA Basketball World Cup is an international basketball competition for the men national teams of the members of the International Basketball Federation. How about boxing, Justin?
Oh yeah, for boxing, we have boxing world championship. As you know, it held biennially, which means that this boxing world championship held once 2 years. Okay, this competition are hosted separately, with the men's and also women's occurring in alternating years. Okay, not just boxing, we have cricket too. So for cricket, we have the ICC World Cup, which is an international one-day cricket tournament contested by all test player nation plus some qualifier. Another one for the cricket is the World 2020, which is the World Cup for the 20 over game. Besides cricket, I think there is cycling too. For the cycling, we have the UCI World Championships, which is the track cycling and road. So, for your information, winners of these events are considered the World Cycling Champion for which they receive the right to wear the rainbow jersey for a full year in the respective discipline. They are world champion. Okay. So another one for cycling is Tour de France. Is there any more, Ichan?
Yes, we have hockey also. For hockey, we have ice and field. For ice hockey, we have Stanley Cup, which is final of North America Language NHL in June each year. We have World Cup of Hockey also, which is organized by the National Hockey Language (NHL) and the National Hockey Language Player Association (NHLPA). We have Ice Hockey World Championship, which is an annual event run by the International Ice Hockey Federation, which is IIHF. And then we have Hockey Field, which is just World Cup. Beside that, we have America football also. For America football, we have Super Bowl, the championship game of the National Football Language (NFL). How is how is the another sport for Justin?
Um, yeah, sure. We have another sport which is motorsport. Yeah, one of my favorites. As you know, motorsport we have F1 Grand Prix. It is a series of events held around the world, such as the British, Monaco, and also Italian Grand Prix. We also have rowing too, which is organized world championships. It is a week-long international rowing event including 8 different boat styles with 21 different classes. And I think not just only rowing, but we also have the rugby union. So in rugby union, we have Rugby World Cup. It is an international rugby union competition played every 4 years. Next, we have Six Nations under the Rugby Union. It is also an annual competition between 6 European sides. Okay, 6 European sides, um, like England, France, Ireland, Italy, Scotland, and also Wales. Mhm. And the next one we have the Rugby Championship. Rugby Championship is formerly the Tri Nations Championship. It is contested by Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. And last but not least, we have the World Cup Sevens, which competed by the national seven teams every 4 years. I think that's all for me.
Oh, let me add something, which is for swimming, we have FINA World Championship, which is the World Championship for aquatic sport, which is diving, swimming, open water swimming, water polo, synchronized swimming, which is held every 2 years. Besides that, we have table tennis too, which is Table Tennis World Championship, consisted of 5 events, which is men's singles, women's singles, men doubles, and mixed doubles. All are hosted in odd-numbered years. Besides that, we have volleyball, which is World Championship and international competition held every 4 years. I think this is just our example.
Okay, thank you for you guys. Wow, that's a lot of event that really make a big achievement to our country. Then a lot of that event we won by representing Malaysia. Start with a small event until an international event. But I'm still suspicious. How can those events will increase our economy to the next level? Like it's really bring our name to worldwide. But I'm still can imagine in this case. Can you clear it?
Yeah, for sure. So, for your information, sport it doesn't mean really just doing something, playing ball just for our health. Actually, if we think much further, actually this sport also help our economy to grow. So, for your information, today, sport emerge as an important component of social economic development of a country. The active participation in sports also improve the community health and productivity, reduces medical expenses, generates great leaders, and also enhance the social cohesion. And the execution of a mega sporting event also helps in terms of developing infrastructure, generates employment, help in the inflow of the foreign capital, help to generate players and also athletes, and it also contributes significantly to the economic development of a country. So I think it can be say that the impact of the sport on economy and society is very wide, or we call it as multi dimension. Yeah.
Okay, there are many sports played in India, but cricket is most famous game in India. Let me say an example. Since a decade, India's sport ministry is well focused on increasing the sport facilities in India. India has hosted several international sporting events after independence, including 1928 Asian Games to ICC Cricket World Cup in 2011. India is rich in giving great athletes to the world. In sports such as cricket, hockey, wrestling, shooting, chess, badminton, football, golf, kabaddi, race, billiards, baseball, boxing, tennis, Formula One, polo, also and rock climbing. Still, India needs to work more on infrastructure and other facilities. In the 12 5 years plan, government allocated INR 46, 46 316 million for development of sport in country. Since then, India has hosted Formula One race, Hockey World Cup, Commonwealth Games, and Cricket World Cup.
Yeah. For your information too, as the sport, not just only play in India, it's also famous game in India. Uh, Business person and celebrities in India also work with government by promoting and developing different kind of sport. Okay, the IPL in cricket, IBL in badminton, PKL in kabaddi, ISL in football, IHL in hockey, and the last one is the IPTL in tennis. These are the league in the India which they work in creating the sport hype in the country. Therefore, social media also play a very important role, right? Therefore, any major sport event occurs in a country, then it gives benefit to different sectors because people spend more on ticket, purchase sports brand products, visit restaurants and clubs, watch TV, and so on. Travel company, beverage company also made a huge profit at the time of events.
Okay. Hence, it can be seen that sport play an important role in shaping out an economy and government to promote sport. This will increase the business for local players who make sport equipment. It will also provide business to airlines and other transport business, medias, brokers, and a medium of creating platform for young generation. Adventurous sports like mountain biking, rafting, cycling, kayaking are also positioning in India now. This will lead to increase in employment and will increase money in the economy.
Okay, so yeah, I really agree with your opinion about the important role in shaping up an economy. So yeah, from there we can see that for this first, the allocation of funds, such as the percentage of budget, should be increased to broad the base sports. Secondly, sport also should be made as an as a part of an education system. And the third one is the effectiveness of development projects should be evaluated periodically. The fourth one are the uniformity should be maintained in the sports activities of various states, especially not just India but Malaysia too, to provide equal participation opportunity to its citizen. And finally, the last one, a structure of good government should incorporate to make the system transparent and accountable. Government also need to revisit the sporting framework of Malaysia. Otherwise, the immense potential of country in sports can never be realized. Yeah, that's all for me.
Okay, now let me talk about the impact of COVID-19 on sporting event. to safeguard the health of athletes and workers and others involved. Most major sporting events at international, regional, and national levels have been cancelled and postponed. From marathons to football tournaments, athlete championships to basketball games, handball to ice hockey, rugby, cricket, sailing, skiing, weightlifting to wrestling and more. The Olympic and Paralympics, for the first time in the history of the modern game, have been postponed and will be held in 2021. The global value of the sport industry is estimated at US 756 billion annually. In the face of COVID-19, many millions of jobs are therefore at risk globally, not only for sport professionals but also for those in related retail and sporting service industry connected with language and events, which include travel, tourism, infrastructure, transportation, catering, and media broadcasting, amongst others. Profession, Professional athletes are also under pressure to reschedule their training, while trying to stay fit at home, and they risk losing professional sponsors who may not support them as initially agreed.
Thank you, guys. So I think this talk gonna motivate a lot of people to participate in sport event. But it's a lot of problem when some people don't want to join you. As a student, how did you do to call people for joining sport event without any excuse? Justin?
Mm, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ikram. So for me, I will ask my friends, or maybe especially for students, maybe we can ask every day to play to carry to carry on some sports like basketball. Then after we have basketball, maybe we can have lunch together. So this will help us to attract more people and also interesting to doing the sport. Yeah.
In my ways, I will organize a competition and I will buy some prizes too to attract my friends and my neighbors to come to participate in the competition so they can win prize or maybe they have fun in the sport also. So when the competition is over, like they will also be interested in the sport.
That's a good point. Now I got it. Why sport is really fun. So now I really want to be an athlete. But how much salary that an athlete got?
Mm, in my opinion, I think the salary, especially for salary, for an athlete is around 2,000, like yeah, like that. Maybe Lee have ideas about this question.
Oh, in Malaysia, our athlete average base salary is 2,308.
Thank you, Justin and Dichen. That's the end of our forum for today. All in all, sport is the best way to help your body regulate itself in the urban setting where we do not use our bodies as much as we should. Like with many other things in life, you have to maintain the right attitude, stay disciplined, and find the right balance, and all will be good. You always have to maintain a balance otherwise. your body will crash and cause several health issues. Plus, it can take you up to a month to retrieve your previous straight back. Not to mention exercise addiction that has been described in many medical journals as a real condition that some people can suffer from. Listing all the benefits will not be enough for you to understand why it is important to work out as often as possible. The thing is, there are complex psychological changes that happen on a biological level that make the sport so good for us. So, Justin,
Yes.
any last word you want to share with us?
Yes. Before we end this forum, I think here are some advice for me. So it is encouraged to anyone, not any to anyone, not we don't care about the age, just anyone. So that we make this sport is become one of our activities that we should be carry on every day and don't be shy to carry this sport. Yeah.
Okay, Richard, any last word from you?
Yes, of course. In my suggestion, in my advice, I would like to share about. I would like to advise you all of you that you must put a sport which you anyone you like in your lifestyle. So you will create a healthy lifestyle in your life and make your life more meaningful and just make yourself more happier.
Thank you, Justin and Richard. That is the end of our forum today. I hope you got a lot of knowledge that can be used in future. And thank you to Justin and Dichuan because spend your time with us and sharing a lot about sport. Until we meet in another time. Assalamualaikum and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.